I had always believed in trust. Marriage, to me, was a partnership built on honesty, respect, and mutual accountability. My wife, Rachel, and I had been together for nearly a decade, and for the most part, I thought we were solid. But over the past few months, subtle changes had begun to unsettle me. Late nights, secretive phone calls, and unexplained absences planted seeds of suspicion I couldn't ignore. It started with a simple text. "I'll be staying at Mom's tonight," Rachel said casually one evening. On the surface, it seemed innocent. Visiting her mother wasn't unusual. I responded normally, assuming she genuinely needed a break or some family time. But a nagging instinct told me to pay attention, to look closer at the patterns. The timing, the subtle inconsistencies in her stories. The next morning, she sent a photo from her mom's house, a cozy living room with a cup of coffee on the table. She was smiling, appearing relaxed. But as I examined the photo, something didn't add up. The background, the angle, and the lighting didn't match her mom's house. My stomach tightened. I began comparing details from memory: the couch, the window, the plants, and realized it wasn't her mother's home at all. My mind raced. Why would she lie? And more importantly, who was she with? The suspicion that had been simmering suddenly erupted into clarity. Rachel was cheating. My hands shook as I scrolled through the photo, zooming in on subtle clues: a reflection in the glass, a familiar piece of artwork, a corner of a kitchen I recognized from somewhere else entirely. Everything pointed to one conclusion: she was somewhere she shouldn't have been, with someone she shouldn't have been with. I decided to wait, to see if any more information would surface. That night, she returned home, smiling as though nothing had happened. I met her at the door, trying to maintain composure. "How was Mom's?" I asked, casual, though my voice carried an edge I couldn't hide. Her response was immediate and defensive. "It was fine. I told you. I needed some quiet time. Why do you keep doubting me?" I held my ground, keeping my anger controlled but my skepticism clear. "The photo you sent, the background doesn't match your mom's house. Care to explain?" She hesitated, eyes darting away, and for the first time, I saw the flicker of guilt. She tried to deflect, laughing nervously. "I guess. Maybe the lighting made it look different." I knew then that her story was unraveling. I decided to dig deeper, searching her phone later that night when she was asleep. Texts, messages, and call logs revealed what I had feared. Rachel had been meeting someone, an old acquaintance turned affair partner. The phone contained casual conversations, flirty messages, and a trail of lies meant to hide the truth. The betrayal hit like a punch to the chest. The next day, I confronted her. My voice was steady, though my heart was pounding. "Rachel, I know the truth. I saw your messages and the photos. You've been lying about staying at your mom's. Who is he?" Her reaction was a mix of anger, defensiveness, and shame. She tried to deny it at first, calling me paranoid and accusing me of invading her privacy. But the evidence was undeniable. The truth, laid bare in her own messages and the incriminating photo, left her with no room to maneuver. Eventually, she admitted it. Tears welled in her eyes as she confessed, detailing her affair and the deception she had carried out for weeks. She claimed it had started as a mistake, something fleeting, and that it had spiraled beyond her control. Her words, however, did little to ease the sting of betrayal. The emotional breach was massive, leaving me questioning everything I had believed about our marriage. The fallout was immediate and profound. I felt anger, heartbreak, and disbelief in equal measure. But I also knew that my response would define the outcome. I could not allow the betrayal to consume me entirely. I had to assert boundaries, reclaim control, and decide what I would tolerate going forward. After several tense conversations, I made the difficult decision to separate. The trust that had been shattered by lies and infidelity could not be repaired overnight. I filed for divorce, knowing that the path ahead would be emotionally challenging but necessary for my own dignity and well-being. Rachel's actions had consequences far beyond our personal relationship. Family and friends, once supportive of our marriage, were shocked by the revelation. Her attempts to rationalize the affair and blame circumstances fell flat. Once the evidence, the photos and messages was presented, the exposure of her lies had social ramifications she could not ignore. In the weeks and months following the separation, I focused on rebuilding my life. Therapy helped me process the emotional trauma, and close friends offered unwavering support. I realized that betrayal, while devastating, also offered an opportunity for clarity. I learned to trust my instincts, set firm boundaries, and value transparency above all else in relationships. Rachel, meanwhile, faced the consequences of her choices. The affair ended, her credibility among friends and family diminished, and the marriage she had taken for granted was gone. The photos she had posted as a casual update, a seemingly harmless gesture, had become the instrument of truth, exposing the deception she thought she could conceal indefinitely. Looking back, the experience taught me several lessons. First, trust, once broken, is not easily repaired. Second, evidence, sometimes accidental, sometimes deliberate, is a powerful tool in uncovering deception. Third, standing firm in the face of betrayal requires emotional discipline, clarity, and the courage to act decisively. Months later, I began to heal. The pain of Rachel's betrayal softened into reflection, and I started new relationships with a renewed sense of awareness and boundaries. I no longer ignored the signs of secrecy or deceit, and I made clear to any future partner that honesty and loyalty were non-negotiable. The story of Rachel and the photo she posted serves as a cautionary tale. A small, seemingly inconsequential action, a photo on social media, can reveal a hidden truth and change lives. Betrayal often hides in plain sight, but it cannot survive scrutiny and the determination of someone unwilling to be deceived. Ultimately, the experience, though painful, became a source of empowerment. By confronting the betrayal directly, using evidence, and taking decisive action, I reclaimed control over my life. I refused to allow Rachel's lies to dictate my emotional reality or future. I learned that exposure, while difficult, can be a necessary step in protecting oneself and ensuring accountability. In the end, Rachel's attempt to cover her tracks only accelerated the revelation of the truth. Her photo, a casual, seemingly innocent post, was the very thing that gave her away, exposing the infidelity she had thought hidden. And my response, calm yet firm, ensured that the betrayal could not undermine my dignity or agency. The lessons remain clear. Deception, no matter how carefully concealed, has a way of surfacing. Standing firm, confronting the truth, and asserting boundaries transforms betrayal from a source of despair into an opportunity for clarity, growth, and eventual empowerment.